If you were in my last video, I want to celebrate you for watching that. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about the next book that you should read after Essentialism, and that's the book Stillness Is the Key. At some point, I was even calling it Silence is the Key because this book is really about observing silence. And it's a must read for you because we all live in a noisy world today. We live in a noisy society, and it is so profound for us to be able to really take this to the next level. Let me read some additional praise for Stillness is the Key by some amazing people. I'm going to read that of Robert Greene as well as Cal Newport. I know you know Cal Newport, the author of Deep Work. Cal Newport says some authors give advice. Ryan Holiday distills wisdom. This book is a must read. Interesting. That is one of the acknowledgement or praise from the author Cal Newport, and that of Robert Greene. Many of you know Robert Greene, the author of 48 Laws of Power. He's actually a mentor to Ryan Holiday, and I see why his own is very is so much in this place. So he said, in the world today, the dangers are many, most notably the endless distractions and petty battles that makes us act without purpose or direction. In this book, through its masterful synthesis of Eastern and Western philosophy, Ryan Holiday teaches us how to maintain our focus and presence of mind amid the sometimes overwhelming conflicts and troubles of 21st century life. Let me add one more by John Gordon. John Gordon says, Ryan Holiday is one of the brilliant writers and minds of our time. In Stillness is the Key, he gives us the blueprint to clear our minds, recharge our souls, and really reclaim our power. Now, friends, who wouldn't want to read such a book that helps you to zone in? I've spoken about the essentialism because I told you that if you really want to know how to focus, let go of the so many things that are distracting you, then this is it. If you are the type of person that loves to meditate, you love to pray, you love to observe silence, you love to talk to yourself, you love to engage in what we call nature work, when you're just walking maybe on your street in your neighborhood and you're just talking to yourself, just saying some things to yourself in order for you to be able to gain clarity. So what I love about Stillness is the Key, it has about 3 parts as well. It's a methodology book that will really open your mind to a lot. The first part talks about mind, second part talks about spirit, the third part talks about body. This is more like the author just going through the different compartments of our humanness, the 3 major compartments that makes us our personality. So the first part is the mind. The author says that it is possible for us to understand the domain of the mind, become present, limit the input. All right, empty our mind, slow down, think deeply. It is also necessary for us to start journaling, for us to cultivate silence, seek wisdom, find confidence, avoid ego, let go. Yes, it is possible. Then, in the place of the spirit, he also speaks about the domain of the soul, choosing character, virtue, healing our inner child. He said, I was listening to MBB, Michael Bernard Beckwith, the author of Vision, and Daniel Laporte. How many of you have read their books? If you have done that, share in the comment section with me. What's stood out for you? I love these 2 amazing souls because it's just so much to share around the subject of soul-centered leadership, soul-centered ability to connect in the place of humanness that really can take us from where we are to the next level in a way that we are so in tune with ourselves. All right, we are flawsome. All right, we are awesomely flawed. We experience this uniqueness that comes with being attuned with your personality. I love it so much. I was just listening to them, and they also spoke about the concept of healing the inner child. And I believe that we all need that healing in our lives so that we can be able to move forward. We can let go of certain things that have plagued us, that have kept us in one cocoon for a long time. And I think this is really profound. The part 2 of this book speaks about spirit, right? And then the last part speaks about the body, also looking at the domain of the body, saying no, taking the work, building a routine, getting rid of yourself, seeking solitude, becoming a human being. There's just so much shared by the author Ryan Holiday that can really take us to the next level. And I hope that as you interact with this book, in addition to essentialism, it is going to take you to the next level. Now, once you have been able to zone in, you've been able to become that intentional person, you've been able to understand how your life flows, you've been able to understand how you can move from here to there. The next book I would love to recommend for you, after looking at these 2 other books, is No Excuse by Brian Tracy, The Power of Self-Discipline. This book is so beautiful. In fact, I read it once many years ago, and I'm also hoping to read it again this time. The core of the message of this book is that we have to learn to be more disciplined to do our work. Because at the end of the day, friends, nobody is coming to come save us. The book also has 3 parts. It's more like I'm recommending 3 books and 3 parts to each of them. The first part says self-discipline and your personal success. The second part is about self-discipline in business, sales, and finance. The last part is self-discipline and the good life. One thing I love about framework books like this is the fact that if you need an aspect to implement in your life, you can quickly just go there, zone in, learn whatever it is you want to learn, and go implement. Because at the end of the day, it is implementation that gives credence to knowledge. So let's say I want self-discipline in my personal life. I quickly go to the first part where it speaks about self-discipline and success, self-discipline and my character, my responsibility, my goals, my personal excellence. I need self-discipline in my goals, in my courage, in my persistence. I quickly just go there, read through it, and get as much as possible. Then he also speaks about self-discipline and business, sales, and finance. This is when you look at self-discipline in your work, in your leadership, in your business, your sales, your money, time management. I think it is so holistic. In terms of the good life, Brian Tracy speaks about self-discipline in experiencing happiness in our personal health, physical fitness in our marriage, our children, friendship, and our peace of mind. So look at this book. It's such a profound book. So by the time you're done with essentialism, you've not been able to distinguish between the things that you ought to be doing and those that you are not supposed to be doing. And then you move on to how you can begin to experience calmness in your soul, in your body, and everything. Then, and you're very consistent. The next thing you do is to remain disciplined. I hope these books helps you to be able to zone in, even as you enter into 2025, to become very powerful in the marketplace in all that you do, so that at the end of the day, you stop being agitated. All right, you start de-exciting those neurons that are always seeking for attention. Be able to get into who you truly are and become very powerful in the marketplace. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you in my next video.